Hey everybody, welcome back to Cookie Gaming. Today we return to Skyrim. We are outside the Reach Stormcloak camp. So over these past couple of episodes, we have joined up with the Stormcloaks, we have reconquered Whiterun, and now we're going for the Reach. So let's start off here. I know some of you don't necessarily agree with my decision to join the Stormcloaks, but like I said, I've played this game many times, I've done the Imperials, I've done the Stormcloaks, so you know, don't take it too seriously. We're just playing through. We're seeing what the Stormcloaks have in store for us. Plus, like I said, I do feel a bit of sympathy for them, you know?
My hatred for the Empire.
Hello, Galmar.
What will Skyrim have become if her children submitted to tyranny?
So true, so true. Anyway, reporting in.
Get over to Markarth. Rumor has it the Jarl's steward, Rayrek, is a faithful Talos worshipper, if not a true son of Skyrim. He still supports the Empire after all.
Interesting.
But if confronted with proof of his belief, you might be able to persuade him to aid our cause. Indirectly, of course. Wouldn't want to sully his reputation, would we?
Wow.
You'll need to be careful with this one. The Jarl's men won't look kindly on you rummaging through the steward's quarters.
Wow, is this another stealth mission? We had another one of those. I didn't know the Stormcloaks were so into subterfuge, though I guess if you're doing a rebellion, that makes a bit of sense. Alright, I'll get proof and Rarik's cooperation.
I can always count on you, can't I?
Apparently. I gotta say, this is sort of an interesting quest. You know, we're basically blackmailing this guy in order to help us, but we're blackmailing him with knowledge that he is a Talos worshipper, which is something that as Stormcloaks we should prize. So, in fact, we're using these imperial laws that have outlawed the worship of Talos, that the Stormcloaks so firmly disagree with. We're using those laws to get this guy on our side.
Yes.
Like I said, I think Ulfric, and especially Galmar, are very much ends justify the means type guys. They have a goal. Their goal is to liberate Skyrim from imperial oppression, whatever that means to them. And they will do basically whatever it takes to achieve that goal.
Now I remember. You're that new member of the Companions. So, you what? Fetch the mead?
What?
Best offense is a good defense.
So, this is one of the things Skyrim has. One of the only sort of consequences to you joining all these guilds is that you get comments from guards. But then you get stuff like that. No, I'm not the new member of the Companions. I'm the Harbinger. I went through that whole damn questline. At this point, a while ago, I was made head of the Companions by the last guy. Whose soul I saved, by the way.
I'm not hiding anything. It's closed for a reason.
Typical Imperial lies. First, you take
By the way, this is a
Now you're
interesting
keeping us
little
from
quest
seeing
line.
our
Here to see the yard.
But it's also interesting that you have... There seems to be Nords everywhere throughout Skyrim openly complaining about the Empire and how worshipping Talos was outlawed. It's like, damn, either the Imperials don't care what you say, or they have a really bad handle on controlling speech. Oh,
You'd better clear out.
okay. Alright. I guess we'll attempt to sneak. So what I'm going to do is strip all my armor off, because I'm wearing heavy armor. It's only going to make me easier to be spotted. And I think... Oh, there we go. I was going to say, where's the Become Ethereal shop? We haven't unlocked it yet. I'm not sure if that would actually do anything. Alright. Let's see what we can do. Okay. We gotta unlock a door. Not my strong suit. Not by any means. But we managed to make it this far. Probably should have saved before I did this. This is already a terrible idea. This was an impulse decision. I literally... You can imagine this in a real life scenario. I stripped, took all my armor off, and the moment the guard had his back turned, I snuck in to these forbidden quarters. Hey, there we go. I just can't get spotted by that one guard. That's convenient. He has an inscribed amulet of Talos in his dresser. Alright. I'm naked. I just can't get spotted by this guard. And I don't know where he is currently. So we are gonna save, because there's a good chance I get caught, but also I think
You're trespassing.
I just gotta clear out.
Better clear out.
There you go. I got my warning. I left. No harm done. No harm done. Sorry, I didn't know I was supposed to be not in here. The Thalmor hanging around.
The Dominion is here, and we're watching you.
Shut up.
Done discussing. For now.
You? Who are you to approach the Jarl of Markarth?
I don't think any of these are legitimate reasons to approach the Jarl. You approach the Jarl of a city and say, I'm looking for work. I guess that's what I'm gonna say.
Very well. You may
Wow,
approach
is that
the
easy?
Mournful Throne, but watch your words.
The Mournful Throne. Markarth's an interesting city. I feel like one that I don't give enough attention. I don't know much about it, because I don't often go there. But it's got a lot of interesting stuff, a curious aesthetic. Anyway, I'm going to talk to this guy.
I'm Igman's uncle, as well as his steward.
Oh, interesting.
Not to mention,
You're going to be in a lot of hot water if this gets found out. You know, I slip it out my pocket. Hey, recognize this?
Not here. Come with me.
That's what I thought.
Stay close, and the guards will leave you alone.
I'll send a request for additional legionnaires. Protect trade to the other Imperial holds. Hopefully, Solitude can spare more.
Alright, let's go. Come on. Come on. Get up off your ass, old man. I'm trying to blackmail you. To aid the Stormcloak cause, which you might be sympathetic to. Considering, you know, you're an older man. I imagine a lot of older people would be more pro-Stormcloak, more anti-Imperial, due to their own personal experience. Although, I say that, but I mean, I don't have a timeline. I don't necessarily know the history. I don't know how long Imperial domination of Skyrim has been going on. But we know he's a worshipper of Talos, so maybe he'll be favorable to the cause. Even so, we're gonna blackmail him.
I suppose you're here to extort something from me. Is that it? Well, what is it you want?
I mean, I am, but I guess I'll go for the more ideological route. If you believe in Talos, why don't you join our cause, our crusade?
So, you're one of Ulfric's spies.
In a way.
I can't deny the man is right about a few things.
He's got a couple of good ideas.
But I've seen firsthand what Ulfric is capable of, given the chance. Suffice it to say, he is no friend to Markarth, and no friend of mine.
I appreciate that.
My first and only loyalties are to my nephew, and to this city.
I appreciate that. That's a nuanced perspective. He's looking out for his nephew, his city. I'll try not to threaten immediately. So, you know what? Perhaps we could come to some kind of agreement. Maybe a mutually beneficial one.
What if I told you about a
there we
large
go.
shipment of silver and weapons?
Alright, go on. I'm listening.
Oh no.
What?
I won't tell you anything more until we have an agreement.
Okay, I kind of get it, because he's worried that I'm just going to go after it myself, but come on, man. I'll try the persuade option. I'll try and sweet talk him. Alright, and what about something for me right now?
Well, I suppose I'm not left much choice in the matter, am I?
Hey.
Very well. I trust a hefty purse of septims will suffice.
Look, I'm trying to be... Holy, 1,000 gold! Jesus, I was expecting like 150. Look, I'm trying to be a little bit magnanimous, but if there's an opportunity to make some coin, I'm always going to go for that. Remember, I'm an adventurer at heart. And if I've learned anything from D&D and Skyrim, is that adventuring is about collecting gold and killing people. Alright, you don't want to tell me any information? Fine, it's a deal. Where can I find this damn shipment?
They're taking it by wagon to Solitude. If you hurry, you'll catch them before they get far. It'll be a fairly slow-moving caravan. The shipment's quite heavy and guarded by many men. Now, let's pretend we never had this discussion.
Alright.
I have letters to read.
Can I freely leave here?
You're trespassing here.
The third time he's seen me in here. No suspicion raised. Alright, so should I go back to Galmar? Alright, they want me to do that. Look, I mean, I guess I could have tried to straight up extort him, but, you know, I felt a little bad. I mean, if I was actually role-playing and making the decisions that I felt were best, I would feel really bad about that, but that's not exactly what we're doing. You know, I'm playing through my fucking, what, like, 40th, 50th playthrough of Skyrim, so I'm not too concerned about that. But, you know, I still decided, alright, I'll give him a bit of leeway, I'll try to go for the more friendly option. And it's a good deal for him. I mean, I go and take this shipment. If I succeed, then he gets something out of it, though, of course, I still have some blackmail over him. If I fail, I get killed. They won't know I'm from him. Problem solved.
Legion
For him.
soldiers gleam like fresh fallen snow and
Alright, let's see what Galmar has to say about this.
head this way.
That godless emperor can shove his damn treaty
And
into the
remind me, what am I
steaming nether
doing?
reaches of my you-know-where.
Alright, Galmar always has some angry statement to make when we meet him. Rarick says there's a shipment of coin traveling to Solitude.
Good job. I knew you'd come back with something for me. It just so
Nice.
happens I've got some scouts along the road. Meet up with them, and together see if you can't overpower
Alright, he
the
seems pleased
caravan.
with that. We, done with this conversation, Galmar? Gotta love that, characteristic Skyrim slowness. I can't back out of the dialogue, because that's gonna glitch the game and the quest isn't gonna trigger. Oh, it's within walking distance. So I just have to wait.
Next Imperial I see is dead.
Oh, man. Within walking distance with the beautiful, walkable urban infrastructure of Skyrim. Come on, get me up this damn cliff. It's not even a cliff, it's a rock. I remember one of the Story Civilis reactions we did where he was talking about Alexandria, ancient Alexandria in Egypt, and he made a joke about how this sort of walkable infrastructure is illegal to build in most of America. That's a funny concept to me, taking that idea that's sort of politically prevalent right now and applying it to like ancient times, or like medieval times, medieval London. That sort of urban architecture, walkable urban architecture, is illegal to build these days. It's like, well, they literally had to walk, or, you know, take a carriage or horse, and most people didn't have those, so, yeah, sort of essentially, necessarily, architecture, you know, before a couple hundred years ago, had to be walkable. At least in terms of cities. Of course, most people were rural peasants, so, you know, they weren't really going anywhere except for their farm, but you get the point I'm making. I think that's a funny way to put it. Apparently the dragon had no interest in engaging. I feel like in this playthrough we've encountered a lot of dragons who are just like, maybe they're just chilling, maybe they're cowards, I don't know how to judge it. I can say a couple of words in their language, but I can't yet speak to them. But yeah, they leave us alone. I'd be perfectly willing to fight. You know, we're pretty powerful at this level. We could get some dragon bones, scales, dragon souls, but alright. If you're not interested in fighting, then so be it. God. We're gonna have to like spam click our way up this mountain. Or unless I can make my way around. I know this is likely the least efficient route to get to where I need to go. But I'm just doing the classic Skyrim thing of, you know, mountain climbing around. Spam jumping up the side of cliffs and such. Oh, interesting. Oh, look at that. Ugh, man, so there was a road right over. I should have just taken the road. I should have just taken the road. I think I have become ethereal. Let me get slow time. Truly one of my favorite shouts. We got all the Forsworn around here. I'm not really interested in getting engaged with them, but I should kill the ones on the ground at least. I don't know if I can get to the ones up there at the moment. So I will continue on my way as they keep shooting at me. Very rudely. I mean, you know, maybe the dragon was a coward, or maybe he was just respectful. I mean, he didn't want to engage me, we went past each other. These Forsworn, no such respect. Which makes a lot of sense. And as I was saying, Markarth has some interesting quest lines. That one we passed about the morgue or cemetery or whatever it is, that's a real curious one. The Forsworn quest line, you know, it's got some interesting lore, which I feel would be interesting to learn more about. Hello? Hey, it's Rayloff again. You're in charge of everything around here, huh? I mean, Galmar does, like, the strategy, but anything tactical, you're in charge.
Who killed more Imperials? You? Or me?
Me, 100%.
Hey there. I was wondering if I'd run into you out here.
And you did.
The Reach is a beautiful but dangerous place, eh? One false step and you'll fall to your death. That is, if those Forsworn don't get you first.
True. Very true.
Have you seen those Briarheart men? That's some evil magic right there. What brings you? You have the look of purpose in your eyes.
Well, I'm glad I found you here, Rayloff, because there's an enemy wagon loaded with coin and weapons. We need to capture it.
Really? It just so happens we've been tracking a wagon for about a day now. So that's what's in it.
Okay.
Coins.
So my information was still useful.
How do you know that?
I was gonna say, damn, I did all that for nothing, but I guess I gave them the go-ahead to attack the wagon. I'll be honest. I'm not proud of it, but I blackmailed Rarick for the information.
That was crafty.
Hey,
I'm sure
he was
having
impressed.
a sword in the pocket will come in handy.
I think so.
Lucky for us that the wagon recently had a little accident. They're stranded now, just up the road. We're outnumbered, but I have a plan.
All right.
You got here just in time.
My plan is just for me to go in. Honestly, I can handle it on my own, but, you know, I respect you, Rayloff, so tell me your plan.
First, we're going to take out their sentry. Then we'll situate ourselves overlooking the camp. Next, you'll infiltrate their position and get their attention, while we hit them with a barrage of arrows. With a bit of luck, we'll catch them completely off guard and even the odds a little.
Honestly, I don't want to be rude, but I have a better plan. Why don't you just wait here, and I'll take care of it.
All right, if you insist. But we'll come running if it sounds like things have gotten out of hand.
Honestly, I guess I shouldn't be surprised, because it's like, you know, sort of this guerrilla rebellion. But I forgot that there was so much intrigue, infiltration, and sneaking during the Stormcloak missions, but I mean, I guess I said it there. It's guerrilla warfare to a certain extent. It makes a lot of sense. I mean, they're the lesser force numerically. I'm sure they're worse supplied. You know, less impressive weapons. Certainly less magic on their side, less power. So, you know, Stormcloaks got to use their knowledge of the land and any surprise they can get to win battles. Also, I totally forgot that to summon my Atriarch so far this episode. We've really been slacking on the conjuration magic. We're turning into a real sword and board fighter, aka sword and shield. I like that little phrase, sword and board. Alright, get out of here. I think my plan worked perfectly fine. Brilliant. Mission success. I can't help myself but yawning because I filmed these a little later in the day. You know, I don't feel that mentally tired, but once again, it's just my body reminding me, you are physically tired. Remember it.
We make quite a team.
Hey, Ralph.
I'll stay here and guard the shipment. You get back to camp with news.
Oh, okay.
Have them send some men with a new wagon.
Right.
This one isn't going anywhere.
Alright. Let's head back to camp. We're really finding a lot of map icons as we do the Stormcloak missions. We're filling up the map, which is always a little bit satisfying, you know what I mean? Looking at the map, once upon a time it was blank, now there's a bunch of icons everywhere. Though I gotta say, and I think I've said this before, I vaguely remember saying this many episodes ago, I do prefer when RPGs use a more realistic style map, like you're actually looking at a sheet of paper or something like that, and it has, you know, like cities marked on it and stuff like that. And then when you discover something, then it might pencil something in. It just feels a little more immersive to me. And I know that, I think, now we also got to remember, this is a 2011 game. I'm pretty sure they did this because they thought, wow, look at the cool mapping tech we have now. We can do a 3D rendering of the world with all the mountains, and that's very cool. That's very cool. But I think since 2011, many things have become clear that maybe weren't at the time. But sometimes the classic way of doing things is the right way.
Some say Ulfric.
Reporting in.
You're going to Fort
800 gold.
Meet the brothers preparing for the attack. Then join them in wiping out the Imperials. Once you prevail, we will garrison the fort.
Yes, sir.
What do you say? Can you do this?
Of course. Of course. That fort is as good as ours.
Good. You've got real fire in you.
Hell yeah.
Like that. Talos guide you.
Great. Let's do it. Honestly, you know, I don't remember the Stormcloak questline that well, so... Oh, hey, we've already unlocked it. I could not tell you how much more we have to go. I feel like we've done quite a bit, but I feel like we have quite a bit to go. I don't feel like we're near the end, but I really don't remember. I guess we have to conquer every hold that we don't already control. Oh my goodness. I spawned right into the enemies. I think I have to link up with the, our Stormcloak brothers and sisters first. Hey, everybody. Alright, let's go! There's only... Okay, there's more than 2. There's a few. There's a good few. Oh, man. So, you know what's been going on lately, where I've been at, and some of you might have seen this in the news, especially if you're American. And if you're American, you might have actually experienced it, but recently, over the past couple of days, and by the time this is uploaded, it will be over the past couple of days, there have been these massive wildfires in Canada. Terrible, of course. And so, but the result for the east coast of the United States, and it started up north, now it's come a little bit further south, is that we're dealing with this crazy smoke, smog-filled sky. Some of you might have seen pictures of, for example, New York City during this. It's the most iconic example. You know, they've got like this yellow smoke over their city. Everything's tinted that color. And, you know, it was particularly bad yesterday. If I walk outside, especially if I'm out there for a couple of hours, you know, I start to feel my throat hurting, I might be coughing, maybe a headache after a while. Like, because, you know, you're inhaling smoke. It's literally that simple. But it's kind of a crazy thing to see. So, you know, personally, that's what's going on with me. That's what happens if I step outside. And, you know, people have mentioned this, but this is what happens, like, every year in California. So we're just getting the Californian experience on the East Coast. But, you know, we don't usually get that kind of stuff around here. We do get wildfires occasionally. I'm not saying we don't, but... And of course, these wildfires are in Canada, but for them to be this extent, where we get this, you know, smoke blotting out the sky, and, you know, it makes the sun look all, you know, dark red. You know, it's odd to see. You know, I saw it for the first time on Tuesday of this week, so a couple days ago, from when you're watching this. I was driving home from somewhere, you know, like 6, 7 at night, and I had not yet heard about these wildfires, and so I'm driving home, and I'm sort of looking around going, because it got worse where I'm at later in the day, and I'm saying, wow, it is really like smoggy out or foggy, like what's going on? What weather condition has caused this? And then, you know, I get back home later that night, I look at the news, and I'm like, oh, that was just smoke from fires. That's what that was. Oh, goodness. I mean, you know. Not to over-exaggerate. I do think, I mean, it's a wildfire, it causes this sort of thing. But it is easy to sort of look at that sort of thing and be like, what the hell's going on in our country, in our world? You know, I gotta say, it's, feels like not a great sign of the times when you've got smoke from massive fires blocking out the sky and making the sun look weird. Of course, like I said, it's all perfectly explainable. And, I mean, it's certainly bad, but it's not the end of the world. But, you know, just as a human, just looking at it, you're kind of like, not right at all. But anyway. You know, so basically I'd say, if I walk outside, it's far more dangerous than Skyrim. That's what I have to say. You know, Dragonborn has got nothing on me. Oh, this is a slog, I gotta say. And this is where, so we've seen one of the big city battles, and I think, you know, once again, remember the year the game came out, but it's basically kind of maybe a little disappointing. It wasn't really that impressive. And now we get to see one of these big, one of these big fort battles. And it's sort of the same thing, where there's not really any special mechanics here. You know, it'd be cool if there was like, oh, you gotta kill the officer, or like a capture the flag type deal, or something like that. But it's just, get in the fort, kill everybody, and then they throw like, I don't know, 30 troops at you or something, and you gotta kill them all. It's like, alright, you're done now. Once again, like I've said with Skyrim many times, RPGs have definitely advanced. Well, there's two parts. I'd say RPGs have advanced quite a bit since Skyrim released, but also when it was released, you know, Skyrim is not the most RPG of RPGs. What I mean is, it's not the most focused on role-playing, you know? And so when you have situations like this, where there are particular story missions or quests, Skyrim will tend to just throw you into a dungeon with a bunch of enemies and say, defeat them. Doesn't usually present you with other methods for solving the problem, or other paths to go, or special mechanics. Sometimes it does, and those are cool times, but usually it doesn't. You know, I feel like, you know, I get plenty of criticism of Skyrim. I always couch it in the idea that it's an older game, and it's a Bethesda game, and all that kind of stuff. But, you know, I'm just speaking my mind, right? It's a game that I've played many, many times. I've loved it since I was a kid. It's very nostalgic for me. But as someone who played it first when he was like, I don't know, 13 or something, and then since then has grown many years and played many more games, and his brain has expanded. No, just matured a little bit. I can look back on it and be like, okay. Yeah, so a lot of these things weren't actually as good as I thought, necessarily. Anyway, hello, Ulfric.
Now that the Empire has been driven from the Reach, we can put a stop to the raping of her silver mines.
Wow.
That silver belongs in Skyrim.
Evocative language.
Multitudes of our enemies are buried in an avalanche of pain and retribution, delivered by your hands. I shall call you Snowhammer now.
I like the old name better.
You show great passion for battle, and compassion for those.
I think last time he called me Bonebreaker or something. I like that.
Becoming indispensable to our cause.
Nice.
We do what we do out of love for our brothers and sisters. Here, take this as a token of such love reciprocated.
Glass shield. Alright, that's nice. I'm gonna be honest, Ulfric. If I had to describe the Stormcloak movement as either a movement of love or a movement of hate, is probably more a movement of hate towards the Imperials. But maybe, I mean, it depends on the person. It depends on the person, like, and there's a mix, but like Galmar, that man is more driven by anger than any sort of love. But, alright, what's next?
You're needed in Yarmarch. There's much to be done.
Understood.
Talos guide you.
I'm gonna sell this shield, because it's a light armor shield. I'm not actually gonna use it. I still need to get myself some orcish armor, but usually how I do this is whenever I start getting real squishy, you know, I start dying more often, I feel like I'm taking a lot of damage, that is my sign that I need to craft some more armor. But that hasn't really happened yet. And maybe it's because we haven't been fighting particularly tough enemies. Like I said, in this questline, what the game does is just throw dozens of Imperials at you. you know, none of them are that difficult on their own.
Protect yourself.
So maybe I just haven't had the opportunity to actually get smacked around. I think that could be it. But until that happens, until I go through a dungeon where I'm like, damn, this is getting a little tough, only then will I go and craft myself some beautiful orcish armor. And also, I can't improve my shield for some reason. I feel like, can you not improve shields in Skyrim? I feel like you can. Maybe it's a magical shield, maybe it's this shield in particular. I really don't remember. But when I go to the crafting bench, I can't improve my shield like I can the rest of my armor, or, you know, my other weapons. I think shield is classed as armor. A random necromancer encounter. And always go for the magic user first. This is very useful advice in any fantasy setting, I'll tell you that much. Oh, well, there we go. I mean, I often, you know, these days, when I'm thinking about a fantasy setting, I feel like my mind often first goes to D&D. So I played a lot of D&D since, I was going to say over the past couple of years. By over the past couple of years, I mean, like, for me, since high school. So it has been a while. You know, I don't know if I've done more of that than I have played RPGs. Like, video game RPGs. That's probably true. So that's where my mind first goes. Also, D&D is so iconic, and it really is the basis for a lot of these tropes. Well, Tolkien is the basis for a lot of these tropes, which D&D then picked up, but then a lot of other stuff picked it up from D&D. I mean, you know, you can see the path, right? You know, if I'm thinking about fantasy, I'm probably either thinking of Tolkien or D&D as my two base levels, because they're so iconic, and they're so formative for, you know, all other following fantasy, basically. You know, not that they were the first fantasy ever, but really, basically, most sort of Western fantasy, or English fantasy that's followed, and by English I mean English language, takes notes from those things. Hello, Galmar.
When we have reclaimed our homeland,
Reporting for duty.
Need you to deliver some false orders to the Imperial Legate in Morthal.
Ooh.
But first, we need to get our hands on some Imperial orders to make the forgeries. The inns at Dragon Bridge and Rorikstead are frequent stops for Imperial runners. See if you can't convince one of those innkeepers to help you.
Alright, got it.
One way or another, get me those documents. What do you say?
Consider it done.
Good. And remember, keep the gods, and they will keep you.
Shall do. Wait, I need to highlight this damn quest. Yeah, so playing through this, we really are more like a spy or an agent, or even like a fixer, than we are a soldier. That's what I'm realizing, and this is something I didn't remember. I mean, we are a soldier, but more than that, most of our missions seem to involve some sort of intrigue. Sneaking somewhere, stealing something, convincing, persuading someone, aka usually intimidating them. Oh wow, Stormcloak's around here. Goodness, I'm hearing dragons around everywhere. I don't know if you guys can always hear them, because the game sound is lower than my audio, but I hear them constantly when I'm walking around. Looks like this one actually wants to fight. Alright, give it to me then. I'm ready. Finally, we get another damn dragon fight. I've been waiting for this. Oh, this one's named. Interesting. I don't know exactly how the dragon scaling works. I mean, I know vaguely that as you level up, you get stronger dragons. You know, when you first encounter them, you just encounter, like, dragon. And then you get, like, frost dragons and blood dragons. And I guess now we get named dragons. How about that? Come on, Nahagliv. I apologize to any dragon viewers out there for my butchering that pronunciation. It's also, you know, I don't know why my mind just went to this, I guess because I was just talking about D&D and Skyrim, but the fact that in Skyrim you have the Dragonborn, which is someone like our character who... Let me get my sword. Who can absorb dragon souls, meaning they can kill dragons and then use those souls to learn shouts, versus in D&D you have a Dragonborn, which is a race of people who are humanoids, but like basically part dragons. A very different interpretation of Dragonborn. Though I think in a lot of different fantasy, there's been a lot of different interpretations of humans or humanoids and their relationship with dragons, and how possibly the two could be related, right? I mean, in D&D, a lot of times, dragons will walk around in a human form, or a humanoid form, that's what I mean. Being, at least some dragons will. Those that are maybe more interested at interacting with humanoids.
If you need a meal or room,
humanoids.
I've got both.
I need more than
I
that.
only take real coin here. No handouts and no bartering.
I reckon this guy's gonna want to bribe. Hey buddy, have you seen any Imperial couriers lately?
I tend to keep my patrons' privacy.
Oh sure, and that's absolutely respectable. We'll try the non-cash options before we get to the cash option, but his life is in danger.
Yeah, sure it is. You don't fool me.
Yeah, okay.
I tend to
ask
keep
the
my
question
patrons'
again.
privacy.
See if the intimidate works. I don't have time for this. I can get rough with you if I have to.
Now. That won't be necessary.
Oh, there you go.
He was here, but he left. If you leave now, you can probably catch him. Or you can just wait here. He'll be back soon enough.
It depends where he is, I guess.
Good day.
Once again, a situation where, regardless of the option you pick, it has no consequence on what happens. You know what I mean? Aside from, if you have the skill, you can succeed with the persuade option, but if not, if you fail, doesn't matter. You go for the intimidate option, it succeeds, great. If it failed, it wouldn't matter. You just go with the bribe instead. That's not great RPGing. I see how it is. We're not gonna be able to catch up with this. Actually, I wonder how long he's gonna be there for. So, where's he heading? To Solitude? God damn it, got enemies nearby. You know, I'm reminded of something. I mean, there's a lot of good examples of consequences in terms of making choices in RPGs. New Vegas is a great example. That's one I often draw on, but, you know, I'm reminded of Disco Elysium. If you want to talk about consequences based on what you choose to do, and whether you succeed or fail, God, Disco Elysium might be the standard, the absolute best of the best. And I've only played a couple hours of that game. It's a game I want to play through the entire thing for this channel, actually. But even the brief amounts I've played, that is a game where the choices you make absolutely matter and can change a lot. There are going to be some major consequences depending on how stupid what you try to do is, and then also whether you succeed or fail, which is, of course, partially based on your skill level, and then partially based on chance. Very classic tabletop RPG in that respect. That also has a massive impact on what may happen, which I love. I mean, that's why I love RPGs, you know what I mean? At least video games. I like making choices and exploring the world and meeting characters and having those consequences for what you do. I mean, this is also basically why I enjoy tabletop RPGs like a D&D, you know, role-playing, interacting with the other players, the NPCs, making decisions, being immersed, seeing the consequences of your decisions. It's like, oh shit, because when that happens, you're like, I'm really getting immersed in this goddamn fictional world. And that's really the peak, I think, of the role-playing experience. Okay. There's some random Imperials. I mean, we gotta help out our homie, right? We gotta help him out. Ooh. I don't actually know if we have anything to give him. Not really. Not really. If I had like a spare sword, I'd give it to him, but He doesn't need anything. We'll take care of these soldiers anyway. Oh, Lydia! Brutal! And he ran off. You know, it felt like the right thing to do considering we are a Stormcloak, and we're currently heading towards an Imperial courier. He is heading in the opposite direction. Okay, so he's heading back to Rorikstead. Okay. Let's see. I kind of want to try and run for him, but I don't know how fast he's going. The smart thing to do would just be to fast travel back to the town and then wait for him there. But that sounds boring. So I'm gonna give it a little bit, see if we can catch him, and then if we can't, we'll just fast travel. Yeah, this Imperial courier is about to have his Fallout New Vegas moment. I'm gonna supposedly kill him, but he's gonna live, and he's gonna track me down, and he'll be the protagonist of his own story. Isn't that beautiful, guys? Isn't that beautiful? I seriously love that New Vegas starts like that, you know, because, I mean, just compare it to other Bethesda games, and of course, New Vegas was developed by Obsidian and published by Bethesda, unlike other Fallout games, the new ones, which were developed by Bethesda, and of course the Elder Scrolls games. You look at, say, Fallout 3, and that game starts, and you're in the vault, and you grow up your whole life in the vault with your dad, and you learn all this shit, and blah blah blah, and you eventually emerge out of the vault, right? And then Fallout 4, I mean, I like the opening to Fallout 4, but kind of a, you know, you enter the vault, and then the big thing is you emerge from the vault, and you see the world, and all that sort of stuff. New Vegas, the opening is that you get shot in the damn head. And you wake up at a doctor's office. That's the opening. Not you emerging into the atomic wasteland. No, you get shot and barely survive. Holy shit, this guy's going fast. He's either sprinting or he's on a horse. He might just be on a horse. We're gonna have to fast travel to catch up. I'm in heavy armor. I ain't running that fast. I should just buy myself a horse. Honestly, I usually never buy myself a horse because you get one for free from the Dark Brotherhood questline. Shows you how fucking cheap I am. I'm a damn cheap bastard. I'm waiting to get my free horse, even if I more than have the money to get it. The only issue with getting him here is that this is an inhabited area. I'm afraid of being wanted for murder if I execute him in here. What is going on? Oh no, Skyrim, come on, man. Oh no, it is totally... Alright, we're leaving and coming back. I'm not dealing with this. Okay, we're talking about Bethesda developed games. Classic Bethesda moment. Real classic. Did he just leave? Oh, this piece of shit. Alright. What the hell's going on? Will I get done for murder if I kill him here? Yes. What are you doing? Oh my goodness. He's literally fighting with a Stormcloak soldier. And... okay, which autosave is the best autosave to go with? I think maybe this one. He's fighting with the Stormcloak soldier. I decide to help. And then the Stormcloak soldier, you know, apparently quits being a Stormcloak and is now just an innocent town guard. I can't step in here. Or I'm gonna get a bounty. So I just have to watch this play out. Alright, I didn't have to do anything. My job was done for me. I mean, hey, why am I complaining? My job was done for me. Alright, let's head back to Galmar. Where on God's green earth was he? There we go. Also, sometimes icons are a little hard to find on this map, to be honest with you. You know, sometimes I kind of use this, you know, this Let's Play is a good way to just talk about gaming in general. You know, this is a Let's Play of Skyrim, but it sort of has podcast characteristics at times, And some of y'all have told me that you basically listen to it like a podcast, which is cool. Sometimes I'm like, maybe I should just do like a podcast about gaming. Like, I have so much to talk about.
We have rabbits.
But I feel like that would work best with another person to bounce off of. Whereas I just do these on my own, of course. Hello, Galmar.
One lives for the things he is willing to die for. Good work. Let's see what you got. They know more of our plans than I thought.
Uh-oh.
Not good.
Not good at all.
Oh, what's this? Fort Snowhawk is in need of reinforcements.
Yeah, they're screwed.
We'll make sure they won't be getting those. Give me a moment while I make a few, corrections to these reports. There we go.
Brilliant.
Make sure those forged documents get to the legate in Morthal. They should give them the wrong idea, and us the advantage.
Great. Let's do it.
Watch yourself out.
We'll do that, and then I think we might end this one off. Sorry if this episode was a bit of a slow one. We basically just did Stormcloak busy work the whole time. I feel like we didn't have anything too exciting happen. But I did make a pledge that I was going to play the Stormcloak questline all the way through, so that's what I'm doing. I'm trying not to get too sidetracked, because, you know, you can get sidetracked constantly in Skyrim. And, you know, with some other questlines, we've been off and on and off and on and off and on. So I'm trying to do this one all the way through, but that can be, I think, a little boring at times. Hello, Legate.
Damn. Keep an eye out for trouble. It's only a matter of time.
Also, you know what? Bethesda, or I guess Bethesda and Obsidian, love their, like, Roman aesthetic. You've got the Imperials in Skyrim, and then you've got Caesar's Legion, or, sorry, Caesar's Legion in Fallout New Vegas. You know, they love the Romans. I get it. You know, they're interesting, but it's sort of a curious thing to include in multiple games. I have important documents for you, sir.
Is that so? Lost your uniform along the way, did you?
I was gonna
soldier?
say, what? I'm so good. I got a silver tongue. Well, Legate, Commander, respectfully, I ditched it for this. Easier to sneak past the enemy, blend in with the Nordic rabble, you know what I mean?
I suppose it would be. Good thinking. Thank you, soldier. Let's take a look at these reports. I'm waiting on word about reinforcements for the fort. Good. They're on their way. We have some information on enemy troop movements. Excellent. Stormcloak scouts are making it difficult to move around.
Yeah.
It's good you made it.
I witnessed that firsthand.
Why don't you have yourself a drink at the moor side before you head back?
Hey, 5 gold. That is
Until next
double ironic because... It would have been ironic because, oh, I killed the guy and then he says, you know, it's good you made it here safely. It's double ironic because a Stormcloak soldier that wasn't me killed the guy. I literally saw him get murked by maybe not a Stormcloak scout, but a Stormcloak soldier as I watched, bewildered, knowing that I couldn't get involved because of the laws of the land. Oh, man. I swear I hear a dragon around somewhere. Anyway, hello, Galmar.
Always good to see
Reporting
someone I
in
can trust.
8. Oh my god. They give you a lot of gold for these.
You're going to Fort Snowhawk.
Of course.
Meet the brothers preparing for the attack. Then join them in wiping out the Imperials. Once you prevail, we will garrison the fort.
Yes, sir.
What do you say? Can you do this?
Can I do this? The fort is as good as ours.
Good. You've got real fire in you. I like that. Talos guide you.
Brilliant. Brilliant. Alright, where is this fort? Do I need to highlight the mission? Yes, I do. Where is it? Great. That's pretty nearby, actually. Let's head to Dead Men's Respite, or Dead Men's Respite. However you would like to pronounce that word, up to you. I don't really have a personal preference. I suppose respite. We also have another level up that we haven't used. Oh! Okay, I guess we're gonna be fighting a dragon, everybody. That's what we'll be doing. I was planning on doing the fort next time anyway, but this would be a good way to close out this episode. Defeating a dragon. And then we can start out next time by doing another one of those frankly tedious fort missions where we just slaughter, like I said, 30 Imperials, and then there you go, you've conquered the fort. Okay. Of course, the Skyrim's classic dragon fighting. I know I mentioned this either last time or the time before, but it makes me think about, the new trailer for Dragon's Dogma 2. They always did monster fighting and dragon fighting pretty well. I never played much of Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen. I played a bit, though. It was pretty fun, and it always got good reviews. People really enjoyed it. So it was good at this type of thing, in a way that Skyrim isn't really. Although, of course, if what you want to do is fight and defeat big monsters, then just play Monster Hunter. It's not really my kind of thing, honestly. I've always found, human opponents more interesting. Or not necessarily more interesting, I don't know. I like the human roleplay side of it all, so I like encountering humans and interacting with them and going into cities and all that sort of stuff. Probably more than I do monster fighting. Fucking hell. This dragon, it doesn't want to fight me, that's it. Alright, I think we're finally making it over. So, a game like Monster Hunter has never been overly appealing to me, to be honest. Though, if you can merge those two things beautifully, then that's what he's fighting. Then that's great. I mean, I think The Witcher did a great job of that. The Witcher is such a great combination of, human enemies, roleplay, storytelling, all that sort of stuff, the world, and then Monster Hunter, which I thought they did a great job with. A lot of fun. Because, there's a lot of Witcher mechanics, which I think are really cool. So, I certainly don't mind monster hunting. I enjoy it. I enjoy it as much as the next guy. But it's not something that I focus on a ton. I'm so over-encumbered. Lydia! Lydia! I need you to take my stuff. I'm so over-encumbered now. I don't know if there's a real parallel IRL, but I feel like maybe if you're someone in real life who's more into nature, then maybe you'll be more of a Monster Hunter type. If you're the opposite, which I am, I'm more into, like, when I think about exploring, I always enjoy exploring an urban environment more than a rural or natural environment, though I enjoy both. Maybe that's why I lean towards the same in an RPG setting. Or maybe not, maybe it has nothing to do with that. They're probably kind of unrelated. Lydia, I saw you down here. I literally saw you down here 5 seconds ago. Where have you gone? You've betrayed me, you've left me behind. I need you to do your most important task, which is carry my shit. Truly. Here you are.
I'm right behind you. I
know you already have a lot of
carry
stuff
your
on you.
burdens.
Hopefully she doesn't get over-encumbered. Oh shit, yeah, she took it all. Alright,
Let's get
I'll have to
going
go
then.
back and sell those at some point. So they're definitely easier to... Or actually, well, it might be easier to come at the fort from the other side, or maybe if we hook around this way, following the river, we might be able to get to our Stormcloak encampment, or our Stormcloak buddies who are waiting for us to start the assault on the fort. Yeah, this is definitely the way to go. The thing is, in Skyrim, I just charge straight ahead. I see, oh, a Spriggan. I see a map marker, I go straight for it. Oh shit, I forgot I had that equipped. So I'm not thinking about pathing very much. Can you please stop healing yourself? Thank you. Oh. God. Spriggans, man. Just bringing animals out of nowhere. I didn't want to fight you, innocent cave bear. You brought this upon yourself. This was self-defense from me. I feel no animosity for the animals of this land, but when they're so vicious and hostile, I must do what I need to do, which is defend myself. You know, defending myself against accusations of being too hostile against animals in Skyrim. Alright, we're almost at this damn waypoint. Alright, I can see the fort. We're gonna end this episode here. Start off next time with the battle for Fort Snowhawk. How about that? And then I'm hoping we get some more substantial Stormcloak stuff next time. Maybe we get to fight for another city. I know eventually you get to fight for Solitude, but I feel like that's pretty close to the end. And I don't know if we're necessarily at that point. I guess we'll see. We've certainly got more Stormcloak work to do next time. If you guys enjoyed this one, please leave a like, subscribe, and you know what? Comment what you want me to do after I'm done with the Stormcloak stuff. I'm gonna do the main story. That's kind of what I had planned for next. But if you guys have a particular mission or a particular set of missions you would like me to prioritize, comment down below, and I'll see what people are interested in, because I'm pretty open about what else we're gonna do in this playthrough. Like I said, I want to finish the main story. I want to take out Marak. I want to do Dawnguard. These are sort of the three things I plan on doing. Aside from that, there's a whole world of special items, quest lines, random quests, radiant quests that we could get to, that we don't necessarily have to. So, if you have a preference, comment it down below. And feel free to comment that kind of stuff on any video. I mean, don't be too backseaty, don't, like, tell me what to do. But if you would like me to do something, then let me know. I always appreciate that. So anyway, leave a like, subscribe, all that good stuff. I hope you guys are having a good day today. If you're also living in the northeastern United States, try not to breathe in too much of the smoky air. And I'll see you guys again next time.